Senku Ishigami is the protagonist of Dr. Stone and leader of the Science Kingdom. He was depetrified half a year before his friend Taiju, and eventually created the stone formula with Taiju's help. In the new stone world, Senku wishes to rebuild civilization worldwide using his intellect on a journey around the world. Senku Ishigami is a young man of average build. His distinctive hair features 2 locks that cross his eyes, while the rest stands up, evoking the image of a plant. His hair is light blonde, messy, with the ends held in a dark shade of green. His eyes are an intense red. After being released from his petrification, he exhibits 2 diagonal marks that mirror each other, located near his eyebrows. His clothing remains unchanged. Before the stone apocalypse, he used to wear his school uniform. In the stone world, he chooses to dress in garments made from animal skins in a rudimentary manner. After Yuzuriha's depetrification, her wardrobe undergoes a redesign. Although she still uses animal skins, this time she adopts a more primitive style, more carefully tailored. On the front of her outfit, Albert Einstein's famous mass energy equivalence formula, E=mc², can be seen printed, which acts as a motto. Senku exhibits an overflowing attitude that manifests itself in the form of both humor and leadership. He possesses a self-confidence that is backed by his ability. However, he never allows this confidence to cloud his judgment or belittle those around him. On the contrary, he acts as a source of encouragement and inspiration to all those around him because of his wit and caring nature, which appeals to both colleagues and supporters. Although he possesses a strong sense of justice, he does not allow himself to be dictated by rules and sometimes resorts to cunning to achieve his goals. He often acts as if he is using people in the name of science and for his own interests, but beneath his arrogance and tendency to manipulate lies a genuinely kind heart. He confronts Tsukasa with a determination to use science to save the 7 billion petrified people. In one memory, when asked who he would choose between saving himself, a friend, or his beloved, he replied that he would find a way to save everyone. This becomes evident when he sacrifices himself to save his friend Yuzuriha from Tsukasa, revealing to her the ingredients and process to create the elixir that would depetrify the stone statues. Similarly, he builds a car for the express purpose of transporting elderly people with limited mobility, though he claims he does so for a quicker trip to the enemy's headquarters. He is even willing to fall into an obvious trap set by Tsukasa to save Chrome, though fortunately Chrome manages to escape on his own. Senku has an unwavering faith in science, believing that there is no problem that science cannot solve, though he acknowledges that it is a long and painful process to understand the rules behind the phenomena. He refuses to lie about any aspect of science, even in the face of Tsukasa's request to abandon his research in exchange for his life. Senku will never hide the truth about the capabilities of science due to his outspoken nature. He is persevering in his efforts, working alone for 6 months on the creation of the depetrification elixir initially. He has a habit of saying 10 billion possibilities as his motto when he is certain of something. He has a deep love for science and especially enjoys creating new inventions. He uses his achievements and inventions to win people over to his side, such as when he recreates ramen from scratch to curry favor with some villagers and gain their help in the iron-making process. Although he can be deceitful and blunt in his opinions, his intelligence, charisma, and compassion for his friends allow him to win many allies and even convince some of his enemies, especially Tsukasa. Senku was raised by Byakuya Ishigami. So far, no information is available about his biological parents, except that his father was Byakuya's best friend. The details of how the adoption took place are still a mystery. Since his childhood, Senku showed a marked interest in science, manifested from his desire to travel into space when he was in 1st grade. From then on, his fascination with science grew and he began working tirelessly to achieve his space dream, immersing himself in reading numerous books and conducting countless experiments and inventions. Eventually, Senku got a laboratory thanks to his adoptive father, which allowed him to research much more efficiently. On one occasion, bullies began to damage his invention, and Taiju stepped in to defend it. Using a device he had created himself, he managed to scare off the aggressors, thus winning Taiju's friendship. From then on, Senku shared his projects with him and asked for his help in obtaining the necessary materials to build a rocket. Later, Yuzuriha would join them with some stuffed animals for testing. One of the recurring experiments they conducted was to send light objects into Earth orbit using improvised rockets. Yuzuriha, who was part of the craft club, made stuffed animals of the 3 of them. Although the rocket failed to reach space, it did manage to send the stuffed animals into the stratosphere. To help Byakuya passed the swimming test in the astronaut program, Senku designed a modified suit to improve his aquatic skills. Thanks to this innovation, Byakuya was able to pass the physical exam and become an astronaut. Before the petrification event, Senku saw a report about Byakuya on his phone. She found it funny that Byakuya promised to bring her a souvenir from space. This would be the last time Senku would see his father. Complete intelligence. Senku Ishigami is a prodigy with comprehensive knowledge about all aspects of science. He possesses mastery in chemistry, physics, engineering, geology, biology, and mathematics. Senku has the ability to easily create various useful tools and devices, medicines, and, most importantly, the elixir of depetrification, despite the limited resources of the stone world. Tsukasa describes him as the most cunning and intelligent individual in the world. In addition to his scientific knowledge, Senku also exhibits great inventiveness and analytical thinking, seemingly always having multiple options at his disposal. For any situation that arises, he has allies ready to lend their assistance. In addition, he possesses great mental fortitude, able to think quickly and remain calm in the most challenging moments. Among the active characters, his mental capacity is matched only by that of his former mentor, Dr. Zeno. Senku shows below-average physical performance. He was unable to hold Hamura, a short woman of less than 1.5 meters, after capturing her. Likewise, he admits that he would not stand a chance in a fight against someone as strong as Kahaku, although, in reality, the comparison is not fair given her strength and martial skills. In an additional chapter, Kahaku provides a brief assessment of the protagonist's physical abilities. Senku has the lowest score with 3 points, followed by Chrome with 5, Jinro with 100, Kinro with 500 and Kahaku herself with 1000. Similarly, Senku has low stamina and tends to get physically fatigued easily, especially when climbing terrain or walking long distances. She is also very susceptible to hypothermia and can only tolerate cold water for a short period of time. Average craftsmanship ability. While he is not lacking in crafting skills, he does not show innate talent in this field. It took him several months to learn how to work pottery, and even then, his work is considered to be of decent quality. He has also had notable failures in glassmaking and woodworking, and for more detailed and elaborate creations, he relies on skilled craftsmen such as Kaseki. In addition, he requires Yuzuriha's help in rebuilding damaged stone statues, as he lacks the necessary dexterity and precision. Culinary skills. While not a weak point, he is also not an exceptional cook. It has been shown that he can cook, but he lacks experience and high-quality ingredients. Despite knowing the process for preparing food, more elaborate dishes often do not turn out well. While he was able to make cotton candy and cola, the more complicated foods, such as wine, ramen, and bread, taste terrible. In the case of ramen, part of this problem is due to a lack of suitable ingredients. He uses foxtail roots instead of wheat to make flour. When he tries to make bread with all the right ingredients available for the first time, it turns out so bad that no modern person is able to eat it, although the Ishigami village tribe enjoys it because they had never tasted bread before, just like ramen. Bad fortune. Throughout the series, despite his great intelligence and ability to overcome obstacles, he often faces problems due to his bad luck. At one point, Jin jokes with Senku, as they try to make gunpowder to stop Tsukasa's army, that Senku is always unlucky. During the petrification arc, in which they head to Treasure Island, Senku and the Science Kingdom are cornered by Ibara, Mozu and their army after having exhausted all their resources and options. In this desperate situation, Senku is forced to resort to his last card up his sleeve, reviving Hyoga, an unpredictable and cruel individual willing to manipulate and murder anyone who gets in his way, in order to have any chance of fighting Ibara and Mozu, despite the high risk of Hyoga taking control of the Science Kingdom immediately or discovering the petrification device. Subsequently, Ibara uses the device to petrify everyone except himself. During the boat trip to America, the crew is attacked by alligators after Jin makes another comment about Senku's no luck and, as expected, every one of Senku's worst-case scenario comes true. Senku's name is composed of Sen and Ku to create Senku, Thousand Heavens, while Ishigami is composed of Ishi and Kami to create Ishigami, Stone God. He possesses a characteristic laugh ku. He likes video games like Monster Hunter or Dragon Quest. He is allergic to hairspray, causing his face to swell. So far, he is the only Dr. Stone character to have been revived 3 times, one of them not being a product of petrification. He has a political relationship with Luna, but no real romantic interest. I hope you liked the video. If you want me to bring a video about your anime character, please comment. Don't forget to check the channel's videos. See you in the next video.